Hello, YouTube. Recently, director of the Shershov Institute of Oceanology of the Russian Academy of Sciences, Alexei Sokov, dispelled the myth of giant squids capable of sinking ships. Squids like the legendary Kraken. As the expert explained, the Kraken is rare and little-studied animal. In nature, there are two types of deep-sea creatures similar to this description: Antarctic squid and giant squid. These rare and mysterious creatures live in the depths of the ocean, mainly at depths of up to 2,000 meters, in the harsh conditions of the northern and Antarctic waters. Although giant squids do exist, their size, according to Sokov, is greatly exaggerated in the legends. The scientists emphasize that this is an extremely poorly studied animal which is very rare to encounter. Expeditions aimed at studying giant squid often last for years. Sokov mentioned that it took the researchers 2 years to find a single specimen, which underscores the exclusivity of these deep-sea inhabitants and the difficulties of their research. Giant squid, Architeuthis dox and Mesonychoteuthis hamiltoni, do exist and reach enormous sizes, although not the same as those listed in the legends. Colossal squid Mesonychoteuthis hamiltoni are slightly shorter than giant squid Architeuthis dox, but have a larger, heavier body. For example, Te Papa colossal squid tips the scales at a massive 490 kilograms. In contrast, the giant squid weigh up to about 275 kilograms. The first photos of live giant squid were taken only in 2004 off the coast of Japan, and the first video was taken in 2006. The largest giant squid discovered reached 13 meters in length, and the Antarctic squid reached up to 14 meters. In 2004, also researchers in Japan took the first images ever of live giant squid, and in late 2006, scientists with the Japan's National Science Museum caught and brought to the surface a live 24-foot, that would be like 7 meters, female giant squid. Scientists admit that some individuals may well reach 20 meters, but so far there is no concrete confirmation. They are extremely rare to see on the surface because their natural habitat is hidden in the vast, dark depths of the ocean. This circumstance, combined with their rare occurrences, imposes enormous difficulties on the study of their lifestyle, behavior, and biology in general. Science is constantly confronted with unpredictability and unexpected discoveries. I've got something from my experiences, so to say, to tell you. But let's look first at this body of water. In 2015, Sea of Cortez was renamed by Mexico's President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. He declared a significant change in the country's geographical nomenclature. The former Sea of Cortez, or as it is also less commonly known, the Vermilion Sea, Mar Vermejo, is a body of water known for its stunning beauty and rich biodiversity, and was to be known from there as the Gulf of California. The Sea of Cortez and its islands have been called a natural laboratory for the investigation of different species. Moreover, almost all major oceanographic processes occurring in the planet's oceans are present in the property there, giving it extraordinary importance to study. The site is one of striking natural beauty in a dramatic setting, formed by rugged islands with high cliffs and sandy beaches, which contrast with the brilliant reflection from the desert and the surrounding turquoise waters. And some of the islands are under the protection of UNESCO. Anyway, I will call this body of water by either name. Both names are equally valid, I understand, and both reportedly derived from the 16th century Spanish maps. So this great sea is over 700 miles long and spans 9 degrees of latitude. The sea divides the Sonoran Desert into two halves, on the mainland and on the Baja Peninsula, with southern Arizona being like the capstone connecting the two parts. And about the inhabitants of the sea, its marine life, really don't know everything about it. Apparently, the Gulf's 6,000 recorded animal species are estimated to represent only about 70% of the actual total fauna that lives in its rich waters. The sperm whales are the largest of all toothed whales, I think up to 60 feet in length, and are among the deepest divers in the oceans. Routinely, they reach depths of 3,000 feet or more, and you can find them there in that sea. Their major prey, the jumbo Humboldt squid, Dosidicus gigas, I believe in Latin, can weigh more than 100 pounds. Jumbo squids have become very abundant in the Sea of Cortez. However, abundances of this squid fluctuate quite a lot from year to year, and scientists are trying to study the reasons. I think it's because the fishing industry, for example, hit the record catches in 1989, and from the data available, they pulled in 90 million tons from the ocean worldwide. So if you remove competing carnivores like sea bass, tuna, and snappers, it changes the food situation and probably allows large populations of Humboldt squids to fill in the gap. As fisheries continue to overfish and exploit a certain species, squids and octopus, they'll take over. Before 1950, there were no reports, as far as I know, of Humboldt squid in the Sea of Cortez. But again, have you talked to the local people? I did in 1993. Today, however, it is estimated that there are over 20 million of these scary predators in these waters. The aggressive squid in the Sea of Cortez. You see, their coloring and very aggressive reputation actually have earned them the nickname Diablos Rojos, red devils or red demons in Spanish, from fishermen of the coast of Mexico. Although Humboldt squid have a reputation of being aggressive towards humans, quite big reputation. There are stories of fishermen who have fallen into the water and have been dragged to horrible deaths, and apparently their bodies never recovered. And, this is what I was told back in 1993 by local fishermen as well. I was in the area and I talked to locals, like I said, and I heard stories of attacks by the giant squids, and the locals are not shy about describing their size, ferocity, and cleverness. Just think about it. The beak of the Humboldt squid is large and very powerful, and the squid has about 2,000 suction discs, each lined with ring teeth. So a Humboldt squid employs as many as 72,000 teeth upon its unlucky victims, and prey has basically no chance of escaping the squid's deadly embrace. And the fishermen, they told me they believe the squids are intelligent beings who can communicate. Maybe due to chromatophores, these skin cells are transparent when contracted, allowing the bright white muscle tissue below to be clearly observable, to see the complexity of the patterns, speed of change, and densities of color saturation. It is so complex that some people actually refer to it as language. Very, very interesting. And I don't recall everything I was told, but the area is, I believe the Guaytemas was the town. It's fabulous, interesting, and the sea is very strange and beautiful. So why are the humble squids so abundant in the Sea of Cortez? I think the answer may be in the overpopulation. Are there squids that could be considered to be like a kraken in those waters? I tell you what, from what I heard and estimates of the fishermen, visual estimates, I believe there are, but it's one thing to believe and it's another thing to know for sure. So maybe one day a live specimen will be recorded. That's what I wanted to let you know today, to bring you up on the Russian research and let you know some of the information I collected about the Sea of Cortez, Gulf of California. Thank you for your attention to my work. If you like my research, please kindly support me through the links you will find in the description to this video, and please tell others about my work.